Now, today I'm going to cover a very important area, and every chartered accountant has to give a certificate that is very important. That is nothing but interest on subvention. There are three types of interest on subvention: one in agriculture, one in MSME, and another in educational loans. So now today I am going to cover interest on subvention in agriculture. This is a certificate that we have to give along with our statutory audit report. This is a scheme approved by central government. This is purely for the benefit of the farmers who are doing agriculture. This is applicable to the agriculture because the government wants to help every farmer. Here only there are two things. There are two types of interest on subvention. One is it is directly paid to the banker, financial lender, irrespective of the customer, irrespective of the farmers, because the government wants to pass on the benefit to the farmers. That is a concession given in the interest rate. Second, those persons who are making prompt payment before the due date or as per the sanction letter, if the uh, farmer makes a payment, then additional interest subvention will be given. There are two types of interest on subvention. We will go. This is applicable only for short-term crops. So long-term crops are not covered under interest on subvention. This is the first thing you have to see, whether the loan is sanctioned for short-term crop or long-term crop. So interest on subvention can be claimed only for short-term crop. Then the loan eligibility is up to 3 lakhs. So the short-term crop loan is sanctioned for up to 3 lakhs. Then those accounts are only eligible to get interest on subvention. This is also per farmer. It is not per limit. Suppose if he has borrowed short-term loan of 2 lakhs under one head, another short-term loan of 3 lakhs another head, no, it is not possible. The short-term crop loan means 3 lakhs. That is interest on subvention in agriculture. You can claim up to 3 lakhs per borrower and not per limit. Then the loan holding eligibility limit has to be proved as per the circular, because sometimes they say that a ceiling of 1 lakh is to, if you want to avail 1 lakh, no records of agriculture is to be produced, just a declaration is sufficient. Some banks may say that it is 50,000. So anything, this type of loan holding eligibility, that is land holding eligibility, has to be proved as per the bank circular. You have to go and ask for that circular. What are the loan holding eligibility evidence? That is land document, patta, chitta, lease agreement, or other documents as per the guidelines. The farmer, he has to produce to the banker before availing the loan in agriculture, that is short-term crop loan. Here they have divided the interest subvention into two. First we will talk about interest subvention at the rate of 2% per annum is available for short-term crop loans up to 3 lakhs per farmer, and the interest at present, previously that was 7%, now the interest will be around 9.5%, but it varies from year to year. So we will take, if it is 9.5, then this 2% will be passed on to the farmer. That is, the interest has to be charged at the rate of 7.5. Normally, any interest subvention is nothing but subsidy given to the bank. To the extent of subsidy, there is no interest. So the loan interest is 9.5 and subsidy is 2%. The remaining only 7.5%. The interest on short-term loan has to be levied by the banker. This has to be calculated as the amount of interest suspension is calculated on the short-term crop loan amount from the date of disbursement or drawal up to the date of actual repayment of the crop loan by the farmer, or up to the due date of the loan fixed by the bank, whichever is earlier, subject to a maximum period of 1 year. So date of sanction is that the bank has fixed the due date. If any amount is being paid before the due date, only up to that date only interest subvention is available. If the due date is up to 1 year, then within 1 year they have to pay. So the maximum due date, maximum duration is 1 year. This is the thing you have to calculate. That is date of sanction to the date of due date fixed by the bank. In order to see that the amount of interest subvention is to be passed, if the due date is the amount is paid earlier, that means that is a due date to avail the interest subvention, and the maximum period is 1 year. Then this is with reference to interest subvention, whether the loan is being paid or not. The bank they have to give to the farmer. The bank in turn they will get it from the Reserve Bank, or they will submit the statement to the head office. The head office has in turn submit to the Reserve Bank to claim that amount. This is the first thing. And second thing, if the borrower is making regular prompt payment before the due date. So for that, additional interest subvention is available at the rate of 3% to the prompt payee farmers from the date of disbursement of the loan up to the actual date of repayment by the farmers, or up to the due date fixed by the bank for repayment of crop loan, whichever is earlier, subject to a maximum period of 1 year from the date of repayment. This is nothing but within the due date, the farmer has to make the payment. Then if that is the case, then 3% will be the additional interest subvention. So previously that is 7.5 minus 3. So up to 4.5, the borrower has to make interest to the bank. So there are two interest subvention. One is 2% if any loan is being sanctioned under short-term crop loan. Then for prompt payment, the bank is once again giving additional interest subvention at the rate of 3% to the borrower. This is a two thing you have to bear in mind while calculating the interest subvention, because in the form you have to give two certificates. That is, one, claim for 2% interest subvention on short-term crop loan up to 3 lakhs for the year dash. In which year you are going, that you have to fill. Then you have to mention the name of the bank. Then statement for half year ended you have to submit. That is, the auditor has to submit half year statement up to September 1 and March 1. There are two certificates you have to give in the claim for 2% interest subvention, and they have divided the loans into up to 50,000 or up to above 50,000 to 3 lakhs. And in that they said what is the total number of accounts, what is the total amount of loan available, and what is the eligibility of amount of subvention. That is, for all loan sanction, you have to get 2% on the loan that is being sanctioned during that year. So this is the first certificate you have to give, and the second certificate is that is for the additional 3% interest rate. That is one-time claim for additional 3% subvention for timely repayment of short-term crop loan. So only for timely repayment, this additional claim is allowed. In this also they bifurcated into three heads: loan up to 50,000 and above 50,000 to 3 lakhs. Then total short-term loan opening, this amount and against which additional loan sanction, then total amount repaid, and only for the extent of total amount repaid before the due date, then this additional amount of 3% interest subvention will be passed on to the farmers. So what is the main highlight of the scheme, that is interest subvention, is for NPA account it is not eligible. So you see that when you see those accounts, you see that whether NPA account is included in the statement or not, that you have to see. Then payment after 1 year or after the due date of additional interest at the rate of 4% is not available. So if the due date is beyond 1 year, then this is not eligible. Apart from that, if the farmer is making the payment after the due date fixed for the loan, then also this additional of 3% interest subvention is not available. But interest subvention of 2% is eligible to be paid for all the customers. And another scheme is, it is for 3 lakhs per farmer, it is not per limit. Then repayment of loan, in some circulars I have noticed that repayment of the loan has to be made from the agricultural income and not from other sources. For this, the bank has to get a specific letter stating that I have repaid the loan out of agricultural income earned from the loan borrowed from the under the category short-term crop loan. So you have to just, they have to get a letter. And agriculture jewel loan is also eligible to be covered under this scheme, but up to now it is up to 36/2020 because of this extension done by RBI. This scheme, the repayment of this subvention is extended up to 36/2020. For this, to satisfy yourself, you have to call for the bank circular, and provided that loan should be sanctioned before 1/10/2019. Only for that account, agriculture loan is direct sanction of agriculture loan is allowed. And the Ministry of Agriculture has announced that all agricultural loans and short-term crop loans availed from 1/10/2019 would qualify for the prompt repayment incentive, that is for the addition of 3% and subvention only if those loans are converted into KCC on or before 1/4/2020. So the loan sanctioned on or after 1/10/2019 should be converted as KCC loan on or before 1/4/2020. Then only this interest subvention is available. For this, if it is easily you can identify from the bank circular. Before doing this exercise, you have to call for the bank circular, and based on that bank circular and bank that is head office direction, you have to do the audit. But for allied activities other than short-term crop loan, interest subvention is not eligible. This is a thing you have to bear in mind. Then interest to be charged only for the number of days. It is not for the year. Then with reference to agriculture loan, that is a short-term crop loan, interest has to be calculated on simple interest basis and not on compound interest basis. For this also, you have to verify the head office circular. Then call the bank circular before doing the certification. You have to be thorough with the circular. So there are two things: 2% on interest subvention directly on the sanction of the loan. This amount has to be paid to the banker directly. If the farmer is repaying the loan as per the terms and conditions or within 1 year, then he is eligible for additional interest subvention of 3%. This is the highlight of the section. So total number of accounts, total sanctioned, repaid, what is the amount, what is the eligibility, everything is there, and this everything is clearly stated in the form. But NPA account is not eligible. Then now the farmers, they have produced the goods, but they are not able to sell because of some reason. So they have to keep the stock in warehouse. For that, post harvest season benefit, in order to discourage distress sale by farmers and to encourage them to store their produce in warehouses and avail produce loan against the warehouses, the benefit of interest suspension at the rate of 2%. It is not prompt repayment. It is the interest suspension at the rate of 2% will be available to small and marginal farmers. They mention small and marginal farmers for produce loan who have availed KCC, Kisan Credit Card, for a further period of 6 months post harvest on the same rate available to the crop loan. What is the crop rate loan interest rate? You have to take it. Addition of 6%, 6 months period is given. For that also 2% interest subvention is available. But they mentioned the word marginal farmer and small farmer. So we must know what is marginal farmer, what is small farmer. Marginal farmer means they are farmer cultivating as owner or tenant or as sharecropper agricultural land up to 1 acre, that is 2.5 acres, that they are called as marginal farmer. Up to if he is cultivating up to 2.5 acres, he is called as marginal farmer. Then from 1 hectare to 2 hectare, if the farmer is cultivating, then he is called a small farmer. This is only difference between marginal farmer and small farmer. Now, the another thing is, due to natural calamities also, the loan dues would have been extended. So, what is the interest subvention for relief to farmers affected by natural calamities? This is to be given to the farmers at the rate of 2% is available for the first year on the restructured loans. Suppose if any loan is restructured due to natural calamities, then 2% interest suspension is available. But for the subsequent years, regular interest has to be charged. Suppose 9.5 minus 2, so 7.5 will be applicable for the first year. Second year it is say it is 9.5 they have to charge. In case second year also it is covered by natural calamities, then also same exercise if the bank can do it. But this type of exercise they have to do continuously for 3 years. But in total maximum of 5 years, restructure under natural calamities will be allowed. This is a point you have to bear in mind. So first year allowed, again second year also allowed, third year also allowed, then in total 5, that means there will not be fourth year. Then after that also 2 years you can do it. So in total continuously for 3 years and in total 5 years on the restructured loans for interest subvention is available. As usual, in case the loan is repaid promptly, then as usual 3% interest subvention is also available. So both the things are available. Interest subvention is also available for the natural calamities restructuring. Then for additional prompt repayment of 3% is also eligible. Now there is the same scheme they have passed on to SHG, that is self-help group. The government has formed a separate scheme, Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, that is with National Livelihood Mission, DAY NRLM, is a flagship program of the Government of India and it is effective from 29/3/2016. It aims in reduction of poverty through building strong institutions of the poor, particularly women, and enabling to access a range of financial services and livelihoods. DAY NRLM has a provision for interest subvention to cover the difference between the lending rate. Suppose the lending rate is 10 and 7. So, but interest subvention is only 2. And 7% on all credit from banks and financial institutions availed by women self-help group for a maximum of 3 lakhs per self-help group. This will be available across the country in 2 ways. One in, they have classified the districts into 2 ways. That is, one in, they have identified 250 districts. Bank will lend to the women SHG at the rate of 7% up to an aggregate loan amount of rupees 3 lakhs, and SHG will get an additional interest subvention of 3% on prompt payment, reducing the effect at the rate of 4%. For other districts, only interest subvention is eligible and not for additional interest is not, additional interest of 3% for prompt repayment is not eligible. But this is the SHG. But in agriculture, now recently they have introduced short-term loans, that is short-term crop loan, along with animal husbandry and fishery also they can give, but all put together it is available only up to 3 lakhs. But animal husbandry and fishery farmers can avail this interest subvention up to rupees 2 lakhs. But if it is short-term crop loan is there, then they can go up to 3 lakhs. You can you have to claim. You have to give a certificate for this specifically. Then you see that only up to 2 lakhs loans, short-term loans to animal husbandry, fishery farmers are available. So this is the thing you have to see. For that, only interest subvention is there. Then apart from that, if the loan is being repaid properly, then additional 3% interest subvention is also there. So regarding interest subvention, you have to see, one is for 2%, whether the customer is paying or not, the bank is getting 2% from the government, and they in turn they have to pass on the benefit to the farmers. For that, based on your certificate only, bank is eligible to make the claim to the government. So be ensure that you are certifying correct amount in interest subvention. Then for the prompt repayment, they'll give you a list. You verify that list with the account, whether those amounts have been paid in time or as per the sanction letter or not, that you have to do it. This is very simple exercise, but very time consuming exercise, because they may give some 200 accounts, 300 accounts. You have to go and verify it. Even job loans are so allowed, but they have classified into before 110 2019 and after 110 2019 you verify. But before going to certify interest subvention, you have to call for the circular, then go in depth, because it varies in some minute points between bank to bank. With this, I am concluding this interest subvention part in agriculture. This is very useful, and you have to go through it and be ensure that you are certifying correct interest subvention. If, because based on your certificate only, bank is eligible to get the interest subvention from the government. I am very thankful in watching this video, which is a knowledge based video in bank audit. I thank you once again for watching this video. Nandri, Vanakkam.